Motley sailors who don't hold the Juana guards at bay with drawn weapons take in some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates from the fold, sauntering forward boldly.
Forgive me, lovesome, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
She winks, sullen glinting in the light as she cocks her pistol high above her head.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
Onakaza grips the handrests of her throne as if ready to vault up and attack.
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
She glowers in the direction of the throne.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment. We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
Wait, what? A determined-looking guard inches closer to Aldous from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Prince-to-be captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until once we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas.
She grins magnanimously.
Then all bets are off again. Aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
She crosses her words, the wooden hand groaning.
Right you are. However,
A narrowed eye look settles on the room as more than a little bloodthirsty.
I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the lovesome watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
If we want to reach Ukaizo, we'll need every ship at our disposal.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Aethys is going there to break the reincarnation cycle.
Well, fuck if that doesn't put things into perspective. But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
Maybe not at first, but eventually Aora will be starved of life.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul? I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the Great Beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Ak, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
Every cannon on Aora couldn't slow him down.
Not a Watcher. You must have some solution. Some insight at least. A weakness or...
Swords, not words.
We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
A pensive, focused look sharpens the lines on her face. She scratches her cheek with the fingers of her wooden hand.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Andra's mortar. See if Aethys' passage opens a way through the storms.
She narrows her eyes, watching the others.
Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
If you can get me through Andra's mortar, I can take you to Kaizo.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
She scratches her chin, an eager glimmer in her eyes.
We speak of collectively sailing for Andra's mortar, but this crown will not support any plan that involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Ukaizo.
A hush falls across the room as Onakaza makes her proclamation. What her background actors from E.T. called terrestrial extras. Good God.
It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Andra's mortar will learn that the gates of Ukaizo are the end of compromise with the Juana.
Can everyone agree to an armistice while we work through this crisis?
I don't mean to let Aethys end us while we bicker. But the fate of Ukaizo is not exclusively a Juana concern.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now.
She rubs the barrel of her gun under her jaw thoughtfully, then she crooks you a cunning grin.
While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms and plunder the City of Gold. Whatever Aethys is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it. And then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. That, or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
So what this woman is telling us is that I need to just kill her and be done.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Ukaizo.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today?
She shoots a meaningful stare at the pirates.
Ukaizo was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Andra's mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Aethys, but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
She nods to Swell.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists.
She glares at the assembled dignitaries.
With Ukaizo under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
She nods slowly, holding your gaze all the while.
Order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest. The secrets to be found in Ukaizo could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
With that, Castle turns to stride away, his shoulders set in a rigid line. Without so much as a final farewell, Aldous tips her hat to the armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrived.
I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Ukaizo, but only one of us will stand by your side.
Studying you carefully, Anakaza nods and gestures for attendants to clear the room. No, so now we have to pick the faction we're gonna...
While we have the chance.
Well, who we're gonna side with. Okay, so, my thoughts on this. The Principi are assholes, and I hope they all die. They're evil mega-capitalists. They're trash. The pirates, no. We hang pirates. We don't parlay with them. The Rauatai... I don't have too many issues with them, really. And the queen of them all, I think I like her the most.
I say it is not every day that a ship pulls into port from Margaret's teeth. You are not too singed, I hope.
Arui looks you up and down, clearly impressed. Look to the Sneck people, they have a boat.
Our enemies scramble for Ukaizo, dropping all pretense of strategy in their panic and haste.
Sighing, he gestures for you to speak freely. Onikaza indicated that some outside help would be welcome.
My sister keeps a tight grip on Nekataka, but the filth of it drips down her palm and into the gullet.
He opens his hand for emphasis and wipes it across his shoulder.
Under our noses, I say, do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Rapau for their silence? Take this if you need proof.
A Valiant Envoy Medallion. The Republic's reward these for exemplary service.
Akira, you are sharper than my guards for knowing this, I say. An envoy ship sank a day's voyage out of Nekataka. He wore that on his breast. My guards recovered it in a raid of the gullet. This confirms my suspicion. Nekataka has a pirate problem.
His upper lip curls with distaste. I thought we knew that.
Smugglers and thieves cluster like rats in Delver's Row, a growth in the bowels of our city. I want someone to peddle the medallion to the black market, earn the trust of these pirates, and learn how supplies come into my city.
To what end?
It will depend on what you find, I say.
He folds his arm and scrutinizes the floor between his feet, deep in thought. He's telling the truth, but there's something more to it all the same, and he doesn't trust his face not to betray it.
Onikaza leaves this for me to handle. While she worries about the manor, I tidy up the basement.
Now tell me what you're holding back.
I say nothing gets past you. Is there any question why I want you for the job?
He chuckles to himself.
If we dealt only in pirates, Then I would put a trusted agent in rags and send him down hiding in a food wagon.
The Rauatai are fine if a bit fascisty. Wish you didn't spoil your relationship with the queen. Your character's convictions got in the way to it a side quest. Yeah, I think realistically I don't know. I think I'm probably I think I'm maybe gonna side with the queen if I had to guess. I think thus far, because like their dealings with me have been relatively chill. They haven't really been assholes or anything.
But Akira, I have reason to suspect our problem goes deeper than we know. For this, I want an expert. When you travel down the mountain, seek Takehu and Pariki's overlook. He is a godlike, one who the people look to for hope.
He thumbs his chin and smiles.
Ingati's chosen knows of our troubles. He could also use a lesson in Raparu modesty.
Alright. Never hurts to have a local guide. I'll go find him.
Akira, if I know Takehu, he is stirring tempers in the Water Shapers Guild. Be on your guard in the gullet. I fear the caverns run deeper than even Ngati could guess.
He dismisses you with a nod. Alright. Sure. I imagine this is probably a side quest. Oh, what does Maya want?
So, it's to be Ukaizo. The last great arena of this contest. If you believe that sort of thing.
She glances away, sniffing.
Planting a flag in the sands of Ukaizo is a great way to hang a target on your back.
We set sail for Aethys, not an island.
Glad to hear that a practical opinion can still shout over the masses. I just want to know that we're doing this for the right reason. So far, I'm unconvinced. Until I see Ukaizo for myself, it's a bedtime story. Let the poets hang their hopes on a dream. Rauatai's navy should be better than this.
What does Ukaizo mean to you?
Ukaizo has fooled everyone into sacrificing and compromising for the ultimate prize of what? Getting there first? Even if we succeed, not everyone's gonna make it back to sing the tale of lost Ukaizo.
I mean, that's very true, but it sounds like you have some personal reservations.
Ukaizo isn't a fortress in the path of shipping lanes. We don't even know if this mythical island has any defensive value.
She throws her arms up and Ashiza dances back with ruffled feathers and an irritated squawk.
When this campaign is spread across razor-thin margins, how does the company plan on sustaining a garrison half the world away in uncharted seas? All the powers imagine that Ukaizo is a symbol for control, and they're willing to bet everything that they're right.
Well, the trading companies can bicker for territory. We have work to do.
Couldn't be prouder to be a part of it, Captain. Thanks for letting me squawk in your ear like Ashiza after too much shark meat. I needed that.
She sighs and cracks her neck with both hands. Let's be off. Okay.
Indeed.
Alright, sure. Let's save for cowardice's sake. Okay. Burned book grows warm in your pack. Wait, what? I have no idea which book is the burned book. Ah, the burned book of law. Binding of the tome reeks of smoke. What few pages remain are crinkled in black based on the few chapter headers that survived the fire damage. This might have been a book of antiquated laws. Now it's nothing more than a charred relic of authority. Open it. Oh. That display at Kahanga Palace was shameful to witness. Nothing less than proof of why mortals require capable rulership and a strong hand. Oh. Dad, can you tell me what a solar eclipse is? No, son. That's also kind of bad, but that's funny. I like that. When I walk among them again, chaos of that sort won't be tolerated. Authority and temperament is non-negotiable. You blame mortals when a god is the one sowing chaos? Aethys has done nothing but expose an existing fault, one which should have cracked even if we let it be. My siblings took a valiant swing at Aethys, but it seems our intervention will have to wait until we've had time to gather our strength. What of you, Watcher? Your bearing is set, and Ukaizo looms on the horizon. After everything you've seen, do you believe mortals are equipped to take control of their destiny, or do they need a firmer hand? Society isn't perfect. It isn't meant to be. Idealism like that will get you into trouble. Someone must impose perfection. Someone must demand it. Without the gods, justice and law have no teeth. Find Aethys, follow him to Lost Ukaizo. If he listens to reason, then your naive optimism will not be put to waste. How my siblings preened and postured after the events of Hazongo, but came no closer to consensus. I cannot stomach such disorder. You didn't need to reignite the Adra Lighthouse. You helped the colony knowing that Aethys was already moving towards Ukaizo. Why? Rauatai deserved to have the lighthouse back. Now you see what can happen when mortals assemble to meet a crisis head-on. Collaboration on that scale is rare, but also unreliable. My more compassionate and optimistic siblings are no doubt overjoyed, thinking they've somehow gotten the better of me. How wrong they are. So you killed that upstart pirate and put an end to his delusions of grandeur. Bravo. I thought I might chide you for slaying a ruthless and effective leader, but something about righteous vengeance always brings a smile to my face.
If you desire answers, look no further. I have several.
Alright. I want to know about Ukaizo. Why is this not voiced? But the alright. At its brightest hour, Ukaizo was the seat of an empire that dominated a continent. The Huana kings and queens might have expanded their control even further, but we put a stop to that. The Apotheosis project needed two resources of uncompromising importance, luminous Adra and a multitude of souls. Ukaizo had both. And what's on Ukaizo now? The city stands as a memorial to different aids. Its vacant buildings and flooded streets, a crown supporting but one jewel, the mechanism of reincarnation. Ukaizo is a city, a gravestone, a memory, and a machine. Alright. So your rise to godhood actually set back society's development. Within the Deadfire, yes, it was a calculated decision. The Huana Empire didn't conform to our idea of societal perfection, and neither did its trajectory. They came close, but some unfavorable habits were woven into the fabric of their culture. If the Huana wanted to prove us wrong, they were welcome to rise from the ashes of their past and embrace a future of our design. We're gonna kill these gods, I think, if given the opportunity. Alright, that's enough. We'll speak again.
Nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
After spending so much time with Kana, I'm surprised. You're nothing like him.
Guess poetry just has that effect on me.
Oh, you could certainly do worse when it comes to family.
Okay. So, what I want to do... Alright, honored guest. I assume this is telling me to go to... Harbinger's Watch. Okay. And then... Yeah. So we'll be doing things for the Huana if we work on some of this stuff, which we probably should, if they're who I'm going to be allying with.
But they're still out there. Will no one help me?
Nah, you're on your own. Good luck.
A day or two. Prince Haruhi enjoys well.
Okay, and I believe they said we are going to the Gullet, which I don't think we've been to? Maybe? You leave the bustle of crowds behind, making your way along the winding path into the Gullet. For a time, the path ascends the mountain. Even so, the cramped walls and rundown Wana buildings close in around you, obscuring your view. You come to a dark passage cutting through the mountain, just wide enough to accommodate a wagon. The path here descends steadily into the rock face. After a lengthy journey through the dimly lit tunnel, you come to the gates of the gullet. The stench hits you first, a foul mixture of rot, stale air, and body odor. You notice a guardsman pushing a cart heaped high with moldering food, which must account for some of the smell. Ahead, the homes of the gullet emerge as a collection of lights amid darkness. You hear the rush of water below, and a frigid breeze wafts up from unseen depths like an exhalation.
Please, I did nothing!
You see a man being dragged along a rickety boardwalk towards a rusty cage that swings over the abyss. He strains against the guard's grip. The guard delivers a savage backhand.
Enough! Or do you wish to consign her to the old city as well?
The warrior casts a meaningful glance at a woman standing a short distance away.
Let him go!
She screams at the guards, but doesn't dare approach. The man notices her and his face lights up with shame.
Mia, I'm sorry.
Your tongue flops like a dying fish. I tire of its stink. Lower him down!
Guards drag the Raparu into a metal cage and lock him inside. He shouts and rattles the bars as it's lowered over the edge of the platform. Eventually, his screams are lost to the depths.
May Tangaloa devour your souls, you cold-blooded eels.
Okay. We are now looking for Bia, who is down
Gullet is
here.
no place for outsiders.
Somewhere. Alright, there's her home.
For what? Bataro's the second this month.
I'm getting distracted already. We first entered the area and I'm immediately just ferreting out towards something else here.
Was taking Bataro not enough for you?
She's mad. A woman thrashes a row of tunics and sarongs hanging from the rafters. Her pointed teeth are gritted in frustrations, and her lips are set in a snarl. The clothes are spotless. She swings a handful of reeds again and again, grunting with each blow. Several children huddle together, whispering and looking on with red, tearful eyes. Immediate distraction, exactly.
Bataro is gone. Dead. What more do you want?
I think that asking her to calm down is a bad idea. Are you all right? She looks at you for the first time. A fraction of her anger burns off.
Forgive me. I thought you were one of the foreigners who sent him away. Outsiders here always go to the tavern. My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
How did you know the man who was lowered into the old city? One of the children starts to say something, but Bia shoots him a sharp glare. He turns back to you, arms crossed, gripping the reed bundle tightly.
Bataro is punished already, I say. Whatever offense he gave, do not hang it on our necks.
She begins swatting at the laundry again, though with considerably less gusto. I know you're scared, but I'm not here to harm you.
We say the only thing that live in these depths are ghost eels. And fish eaten by ghost eels. Which are you?
She turns away from you, striking the sarong harder and harder.
The traders say they bring riches in their big ships.
The fabric pops and snaps beneath her fury. Sweat is flying, spattering the clean sarong.
But what reaches the gullet? Only crime and sickness, I say.
She pauses for another couple swings. Swell listens.
The Rowatayans promise marvels, strong walls, and plenty for all.
She moves on to the next tunic, thrashing it with even greater fury.
Kira, still my back aches from building their fort, and still I live here. And Bataro said we would finally leave.
What happened?
I heard a Rowatayan captain took up at the tavern. Suduzo, they call her. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers.
Strange. They usually stay topside.
Bataro went and found her in the tavern.
Her eyes go hard and dark.
Next I see him, the guards are dragging him to the cage.
Maybe I can talk to Sudazo. She looks at you with the same critical eye she's giving the laundry, wringing and tugging the reeds.
Everyone knows the Rowatayans are made of brass. They listen only to their commanders. But still, maybe it goes different for you.
She looks around, taking in the hanging clothes, the huddled children, and the warped and splintered walls of the shack around them.
Bataro took some coin. Everything he scraped together working on the docks. And he went to bargain with the captain. I would offer it to you, but it is probably in the old city with Bataro. or in someone else's pocket.
Okay. I could look for Bataro.
I could never ask someone to go down to the old city, but since you offer...
She trails off, working the reed between her hands while hope and dread battle in her eyes.
It is a big and dangerous place. But perhaps he hid himself. Perhaps...
She steadies herself with a shake of her head.
Please, help him if you can. Or bring me news if you cannot.
Alright. Let us go. We're probably not going to take her money. Swell may be mercenary, but he is still a paladin. Alright, she said that this person was at the tavern. Which I assume is the hole. Into the Undercity? Yes, we will be going into the Undercity. Absolutely. Do a tavern brawl? That's my hope. That's my hope. I'm gonna murder anybody that tries to get in my way at this point. Some money is just too dirty. No. It's more so just Swell doing the right thing.
About the boss? With my own ears. Dario said there's treasures in that pit.
Shh! Have you lost your wits?
Oh, I'm liking this music. That's a fucking hurdy-gurdy. This is good. I gotta make a note of this. I gotta download this. Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, the whole music. Yeah. I love me some hurdy-gurdy. Alright, so here's our captain. What's a hurdy-gurdy? A hurdy-gurdy is it's a keyed instrument that you play by turning a crank. And it just has a really unique sound. The raw Italian sits ramrod straight. On the table near her are a half-empty liquor bottle and a small porcelain cup. Both smell of anise. She looks like she's trying to blend in, but her natural stillness and bright spotless attire make her stand out like a reef fish against the rocks. Her eyes find yours.
Harami!
I am here, Seduzo Nui.
Do we expect any foreign merchants today?
She keeps her eyes on you even as she speaks to the soldier. There's only a brief pause.
We do not, Seduzo Nui.
The captain shifts uncomfortably.
Then state your business quickly. I want to avoid another surprise.
Did you cross paths with a man named Bataro?
The one who threatened me. I shall not soon forget him.
She raises her cup for another sip, scowling into the liquor.
These Huana learn too many pretty words from the Valians. You cannot trust what they say.
And what exactly happened?
This fellow wanted passage on my ship. As if I were the village ferryman.
She tosses back the rest of her drink a little too quickly.
I told him there was none to be had. Certainly not at his price.
She upends her empty cup. And then what? She refills the cup and sets the bottle down hard.
He told me he had coin. Lots of it. I did not believe him. How could a man who lives in a garbage heap have enough money for passage?
She shakes her head.
So you assumed the worst and threw him to the wolves?
No, you presumptuous Adiran. I assumed nothing until I saw the swollenette.
Swollenette?
A marked coin. A token of allegiance. The Principi carry them. I knew then that I was dealing with a pirate. I had heard they were influential in the Gullet, but I did not realize how much so.
Oh, she scowls and shudders.
I called for the guards and they dragged him away. That is the last I saw of him.
Alright. Well, Brisha, Bia and the children still need passage out of the city.
There's nothing I can do. The passenger quarters have been reserved by a dwarf named Orin.
She picks a stray thread from her mouth, from her smooth, crisp jacket.
Why do you bring this to me?
Maya. Oh, we can use Maya, but I don't think she's gonna feel bad, because I think she assumes that the dude is a pirate, and I mean he very, very well may be a pirate. Your merchant, no. I'll pay you to take them.
I can take 3 more in the hold, and no more. Orin and his crew have reserved the berths. That is assuming you have the coin.
I have no idea how many children... how many children she had. The children are small. Surely you can take more.
I will already have to abandon crates of cargo to make room for these 3. Plus, the food and water they require.
Let me think about it.
Say.
Let's go and see how many there are. If it's just her and 2 kids, then I'm going to do it. Otherwise, we'll maybe see about something else. But if I'm gonna make this person choose like between her children, that's kind of mean. That's a little bit much even for me. A man saunters over to you with a jagged smile. He's got a long, crooked scar on his forearm, and he's rolled his sleeve up to flaunt it. Oh, friend.
You must be new. Lucky for you, we have a special rate for newcomers. A bag of coppers in exchange for your life.
He brandishes a knife, and one of his companions grins widely enough to show you all of his missing teeth. What does a painter do when they get cold? They put on another coat. You're just really showing your true colors here, Noelle. And I mean, I should know them by this point, but like, damn. By the way, they've all gathered around you, leaving their backs exposed. They haven't been here long either. Let's see. No. We're gonna intimidate. Swell cracks his knuckles. This'll be fun. The thugs look at one another and exchange a few panicked whispers.
Seems we've made a mistake. Forgive and forget, no?
He smiles, backing away. They hurry. No, I was gonna kill him anyways. Dang it, game. You're stealing my experience points away, and I do not appreciate it. I still want to see Swell's new sword. We haven't had a chance to murder anything with it yet. Alright, so how many kids does this woman have? She does have 3 kids. Oh! I thought she did. I mean, I guess...
The village was not like this. Why does
Can we
Queen
tell
Onikaza not send the foreigners
you?
away?
No. Okay. Farewell. Adopt one? No. Absolutely not. A ship is not a place for children. Especially when we're fighting gods and stuff. Let me think. We're gonna go down into the old city and see if we can find this guy. They can clean the cannons better than any adult. Yeah, just because you can, like, shove them right down the barrel. Just adopt you. I would totally adopt you, Noelle. We'd have fun. Hey, Wyatt. Good to see you. Tell her to pick her favorite too. Yeah.
Stand back from there.
No.
Stand back from there.
No.
Come on, down. Go and see Overseer Hitenga.
Overseer Hitenga. Okay. If I were Overseer Hitenga, where would I be? There's Overseer Hitenga. Hello, friend. A guard folds his arm, watching the activity on the walkways through slitted eyes. A coral piercing juts from his lower lip. He notices you with a sharp nod. Where does the lift go?
To the old city, Kira. A god's cursed ruin filled with walking corpses and abominations of the deep. And the remains of lawbreakers and troublemakers. The gullet is no place to wander. Watch yourself for rowdies and pirates.
You would torment me with funds every day. Worth it. I want access to the lift to the old city.
Are you mad or merely lost? That place is a punishment for the lowest sort.
But there are experience points down there and probably loot.
Go and explore someplace with pleasant views and fresh air. The harbor, or Periki's Overlook.
Nekataka has such a rich history, and some of it lies buried. I must see it for myself. He shakes his head.
It's your neck, Kira.
He whistles, and the guard standing by the lift looks over to him and nods.
We will leave the lift down there for half a day. That should be enough time to come back to your senses. After that, you are on your own. The guard will let you pass, though I urge you to reconsider.
Nah, it's okay, buddy. We're good. You were laying it on a little thick with the paint joke. It's okay. Really, I think it wasn't necessarily that you were laying it on thick. I just think that it had layers. A rickety metal cage swings over an abyss. Your clothes bellow with a foul wind from below, and faint screams and roars echo from the depths. Still, you can make no details from this distance. We go down. Always thin your paints. You step into the jouncing cage. The door slams shut and your descent begins with a rattle of chains. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you begin to make out crumbling ruins and the shadows flickering between them. The cage comes to rest with a groan. Got a pun from Ghost? Yeah, every so often. Every so often. I can't engage too hard in them because then people expect it. I gotta keep up appearances, chat. Need to prime people first before using paint puns. That's a good one. Oh, welcome, Mice Chase Kittens. Good to see ya. Been a little bit. Always glad to have you around. Every so often, unless he plays Painkiller. Selt. Fucking Pokey told me last night there's a Painkiller remake coming out. Let me grab a link to it. It's on Steam. It comes out, I don't know when, October. Like, fucking check this shit out. Painkiller's coming back, guys. I mean, there's also, if you want more stake gun goodness, there's also Witchfire, which takes a lot of vibes from Painkiller and plays really well, but it's kind of like a roguelite. But no, there's gonna be another Painkiller. I am unreasonably excited about it. Pokey told me about it last night, and my body is ready. I fucking loved Painkiller.
I've got this, Captain.
Pain-killing D's nuts. Okay, speaking of D's nuts jokes. So, generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan. Like, they're too easy. But I've got a good one. And you can use this.
Still got it.
You can use this on your enemies. So, all right. Everybody knows about, like, the classic Greek heroes, you know, like Hercules and them. But what people don't usually know about is Bophades. And Bophades is, of course, famous for Bophades nuts. Bophades, yes. Hercules, these... God damn it, Hila. Bophades nuts, yes. And, like, you have to use it, like, if you just pull it out of nowhere, nobody's gonna see it coming. Because, you know, you prime them with the Hercules. And they're just like, oh, yeah. And bonus points if you can, like, string in some random mythological bullshit into it. Like the Mind Goblin? Exactly. It's exactly that. It's one of them where it sounds like it could be something legitimate, but then you nail them with the Bophades nuts. This body has been savaged by many claws and fangs, and a cloud of essence hangs over it. You recognize it as belonging to Bataro, the man you saw Lord. Wow, that was fast. Like a guy pushing a rock uphill Sisyphus. Soul pulses with urgency. We read the soul. You prepare yourself for the familiar jolt and feel yourself pulled into his memories. You're being dragged towards the cage, but you're not looking at it or the darkness below. Soon there will be nothing else for you. Overseer Hitenga is holding the marked coin, the Solinet, and glaring at you. Random hiccup there. You already tried explaining yourself, but it's no use. He knows where you got it. He tucks it into his pocket. Instead, you look at Biha, furious and heartbroken, where she stands beyond the guards. There's something you need to tell her, but she's so far, receding further by the second. What do we need to tell her? You're standing in front of a man. His dark, wizened face reminds you of old leather, but a delicate work of embroidery rests in his lap. He holds out a purse with long, fine fingers. We take it. It's heavy, probably more money than you've earned in your entire life. You try not to let this show on your face. You know what to do. He nods at you. Please remind me. You'll meet our mutual associate near the Adder Mill. She will give you a package. Pay her. Bring this package to the Undercroft. He watches you for understanding before he continues. My people are particular about security. Show them the Solinet, and they will let you pass. You pat your pocket for the marked coin. It's still there. You leave the lair of Doreo the Lean and zip through the Narrows, past the Svef-chewing guards left at the four-way intersection and left again to the gullet. Your hands are shaking, and you're remembering the rumor Bia told you about of a merchant captain at the tavern. The money's heavy in your hands. It's a risk, but you realize you've already decided to take it. You approach the tavern with your heart in your mouth, realizing you can't just walk in there holding his purse. You need to hide it. Fortunately, the rubble around you offers plenty of hiding places. When no one is looking, you clear some stones out of one corner and hide the purse beneath them. There. You'll come back for it once you've made your deal with this Rawatayan. You're almost starting to feel better about it, too. As Bataro walks into the tavern, the memory fades, and you find yourself once more looking at his corpse. Doing pain jokes, you really do need to mix them up to get something new. Oh, God. Joke was so fire you thought Prometheus delivered it. Guess it's technically the eagle that delivers. That's bad. That is bad. Terrible, even. Okay, so we found him. I want to explore more down here, but I want to resolve this quest with this woman first. And then we'll probably come back down and murder everything. Speaking of Prometheus, any of you guys play Titan Quest 2 yet? I know I've got some action RPG fans in chat. My roommate's been playing it, and she really likes it. I don't know. I don't know if I want to jump on it. Wait, what? Oh, those... Huh, never mind.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
Yeah, we found Bataro in the old city. He's dead.
Of course. I only hoped.
She breaks off, shaking her head.
It is no matter. Thank you for telling me.
Did you know he was working for criminals?
Of course not. He worked on the docks. I'm sure of it.
No, it's still early access, mice. That's why I was asking. Yeah, there's not a ton of content there, and like I want to jump on it, and my roommate says it's not bad. The only complaint she has is that it's supposedly really slow. But I mean, there's nothing wrong necessarily with a slower paced action RPG so long as it doesn't feel like shit to play. Haven't touched it, but you beat the campaign of Vermintide 2 and Veteran, hell yeah. Surprised at how many people got themselves stickers in such a short time. I ordered a couple. They're supposed to be here, I think next week? I'm gonna put them on the cup. As slow as Path of Exile 2? From what she's shown me, I would almost say yes. But I think it's a case of like intentional design because the enemies actually respect it from what I've seen. So, like, I'll take it. I told you I liked your art, Noelle. Of course I'm gonna pick up a couple of them. I got one for me and one for my roommate. The Pride stickers. I got a Buy Pride for me and an Ace Pride for her. Feels slow because the time of the first one, Path of Exile. Yeah, that's the other thing is Path of Exile is like when you're playing that at a super high level, it's too fast for me. Path of Exile 2, if the game didn't play like shit, like if the balance wasn't terrible, I would probably like it a lot. Grim Dawn is still like my happy place. Last Epoch is really good too. But yeah. Let's see. I'm a watcher. I read his memory and his soul. She blinks at you in disbelief, her mouth half open.
For what do you torment me? He was a good man.
As you say.
The Overseer looks for a reason to toss us below too. Such talk will bring him to our doorstep.
How many of you need passage to Rawatai?
We are 6. 3 children, 2 babes, and me.
Oh, Jesus. Does no one else from the cast look after them?
Akira. It was so in the village, where Bataro and me came from.
It's like every white mob is as durable as Rarest. Yeah, that kills me. I'm not about that. Chronicon is quite nice as an action RPG, but simple, nothing to seize. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's also like Hero Siege. I've put a little bit of time into that. Usually don't like games where you need to grind a lot, but Flo's bedroom just felt different. Fair. Grim Dawn was good. Played Diablo 4 and it started out like it was going to be gritty and good, and then just disappointment. Yeah. Grim Dawn is my happy place. I'm really excited for the new expansion.
But here, we are all strangers. No one looks in on the sick or cares for the children.
Can you take a different ship? She shakes her head.
Many ships leave from Queen's Birth, but the Valiants take slaves.
She lowers her voice and glances furtively around.
They say the Principe smuggle goods in the caverns below, but I cannot trust such people. But the Rawatayans have mighty cannons, and a big homeland they abandoned for ours. Perhaps there is more room for us there.
Alright, so she needs transport for 6. Good God. You want to like Hero Siege, but you need to unplug your controller to play multiplayer since it forced it. Really? Ouch. That's a shame. It's not bad. It's not like hyper deep or anything. It's a good little game to kind of like turn your brain off. You don't like leveling up, you want progress to come from getting better and not getting higher levels. That's totally fair. Totally fair. I kind of like a mix of both, personally. Like, that's one of the reasons I like RPGs, is I like watching the numbers go up, but there's also like the system mastery aspects of them. So like as you learn and figure things out more, you kind of improve in that way. But I totally get people that, you know, you just want to basically build player skill, and that's where it all comes from. All right, Bia and the children still need passage.
The passenger. Why do you bring this to me?
I don't mind paying.
I can take 3 more in the hold, and
that's
no more, as you say.
Okay. All right. So yeah, no, that's sucks for them, I guess. An Orlan-covered toe-to-ear tip in sable fur leans against the bar, counting change. She gives you a wide, easy smile and as she notices your approach, and slips some coins into her pocket with a wink.
Hey, fresh face. Welcome to the hole. Just got 2 rules, yeah? Keep your hands to yourself, and don't fall in. Need something?
I'd like to buy something.
What you need?
Visions.
Sure. Berta's cooked up the best grub the gullet has to offer. It's not actual grubs, though. Probably. You're not picky, right? Let me know if you see something that makes your stomach rumble.
Okay, how are we looking on food and water? We're okay on food and water. She doesn't have anything we actually care about. We could get a room, which I'm tempted just to heal people. No particularly interesting crew to hire, sadly. Nah, we'll just get a room. Alright, well, I guess we're going back to the old city then, and we're gonna murder some ghouls and stuff, and maybe get some loot. And down we go. Here we go. High action gameplay. All right. Let's see what we can find down here. I have a feeling that we are way over leveled for this area, so anything we find is going to probably be pretty mid. The bones are warm to the touch. I would hope that... Never mind. Is this something up here? No. Okay. There's something down here. Whatever the hell that... Oh, that's, I think, one of the sigils. Essence battery. Christian stream. Yes. Yes, just a pure innocent Christian streamer over here.
Can't get a clean hit.
Come on, guys.
That's it.
Here we go.
Could be a
For
fight.
boning someone cold. Not saying a word. Not
Captain?
saying a word. Really? Random ghost? Why?
Captain? Captain?
Yeah, we are definitely over leveled. It's a 500 septum fine, only if you get caught. And a stretch.
Can't get a clean hit.
How do you stop them from having body heat? It's all about the environment. Bone in a freezer.
For the homeland.
Wait a minute, there's loot back here somewhere. I think it's actually that right there.
What did you find, Ishi?
What do we have here? Scroll and some coin.
Easily done.
Spamming left click. Yeah, that's Vermintide. That's Vermintide. It's satisfying though.
Don't mention it.
Not deep, but satisfying. Someone made a fan-made game that's like the Thief games that's free to download and play. Oh, really? I mean, that's awesome. Feel free to drop a link either in the Discord or in chat to that. Hello, lone survivor.
Wait, I'm not looking for trouble. Not more, I mean. And I've not got a weapon on you. See?
He raises his hands to show his sword is sheathed.
It's just, you're the first body I've bumped into in days that's actually breathing. I mean, could it be you're delving for forgotten treasures? Same as me?
His boots are slicked with grime, his clothes filthy and rumpled from several days' wear, and his neck and hands are smeared in places with mud. A pack rests at his heels, empty enough to have flopped onto itself. Ew. It likely carries no more than his dwindling supplies. Thank you, Destructo. You're a treasure hunter?
Right. And a successful one, usually.
He half smiles, a hesitant, abashed spread of his lips.
I'm loath to admit it, but look, I'm too desperate not to. I have found not a single trinket and no end to this pit since I first crawled down. I thought to follow the rivers out, but the caves are crawling with grubs.
We can lie to him. I've wiped the grubs out from the caves. Oh my god. Alright. Oh, if I clear a path, I'll let you know.
Right. I'll wait here, and you'll return for me, won't you?
He nods in answer to his own question, but deep worry furrows across his brow. Alright, well now we know where we're going. You gotta go kill some grubs. Dungeons of Sundaria is pretty fun. I had a good time with it. I didn't put too much time into it, but it's pretty fun. Cave grubs. I assume these are the grubs. We found their burrows.
Oh, indeed.
What are you guys doing? Oh, grubs are moving around. That'd do it.
Got to try something else.
Immune to lightning. Interesting. Aloth, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? You should know better than anybody that a feeble little elf boy shouldn't be getting into melee combat with things.
Oh. As you wish.
Yeah, immunity to chain lightning I am not okay with. I am not okay with that. 0 out of 10. What is this? A burrow twists into the darkness. Okay. Okay, so I assume that's the grub caves.
I shall make it so. It's beyond.
Oh, that's sneaky. They always have like these little things you can loot, and there's never anything you give a damn about in them. And that's one thing that these games, and it was like it in the first one, is the itemization. By and large, there are not like a lot of really cool items like what you have in the Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale games. Things feel much more just kind of
What did you find, Ishi?
mundane comparatively, I guess. I would like to loot this. Like, see, it's a hidden thing, right? What's it got in it? A fucking mushroom. Just one trash-ass little mushroom that I'm not gonna do anything with. There's something I can loot here. I thought there was. Interesting, maybe not.
I don't think I can pull that off.
Yeah, there's totally something in here. Let me actually loot that, please. Or there we go. Chest designer is the same as from Elix. Yeah. The chests in Elix were always disappointing. Fresh boot prints stir the mud.
Got someone in my sights.
Stairs down here, and some Skuldrax.
See that, Ishi?
We need to actually set you. There we go. We gave Maya the thing to have her auto mark targets, and then I never turned her AI on for anything beyond basic attacks.
That's it. I see.
Fear not.
Looks like she's actually doing it too. Nice.
You were saying? Speak freely.
Okay, so we have 2 areas we can go. We have stairs down here to a Skuldrak nest, and then the old city ruins. Well, I mean, of course, we gotta go to the nest. You find stairs carved into the cliff. They're disconcertingly narrow in some places and broken in others. They appear to lead all the way to the bottom. Well, let's inspect the path. From here, the way down looks stable enough. However, you see a gap about halfway down the cliff. You find stairs carved into the cliff. They're disconcertingly narrow. All right, climb down. Halfway down, you reach a spot where the stairs have crumbled away and only a narrow ridge remains. Oh boy. Thank you, Destructo. I appreciate it. Cross. The ridge is surprisingly slick with mold. It's hard to maintain your balance, and the effort quickly becomes tiring. Oh no. Swell and Adair are both injured. You continue down until you reach the muddy ground below. That's okay.